Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy M.K.S. I'm drinking water for once instead of tea. For those who watch my videos, hopefully I've got a few viewers out there, but you probably noticed I drink quite a lot of tea, but at the moment I'm trying to drink water. Well, I'm drinking water at this moment in time. Anyway, this video is continuing on from some videos I made last night about Celtic and how I dream for people from republics or people who support Republicans. To support Celtic. So this one is about anti-imperialists coming together to support Celtic and hopefully finding out about the history. Just to give a brief synopsis, if that's the right word, of Celtic and its history. What Celtic FC was founded by, I'm not a Catholic myself, but it was founded by a Catholic, I think they called him Maoist or something like that, priest. I thought Maoist was something in Nepal or something, but it's something, it sounds similar, but I think that's a Buddhist word, but there's a similar word for some Catholics or something like that. Anyway, it was founded by a Catholic priest from Ireland who went to, when there was a massive migration from Ireland to Scotland, there was a lot of discrimination when there was a recession or something. So a lot of the Irish people and Catholics, or most of them who were Catholics, were discriminated against in things like jobs and things like that. So so there was a lot of poverty. So this guy formed Brother Walford formed a team, a football organisation, which I think gave people soap and a football or something like that. Anyway, that's a brief synopsis or whatever you call it of introduction or whatever of whatever you want to call it of the founding of Celtic. So you can, on Google, on YouTube, just like I did, you can always, if you want to, find out more about the history of Celtic. So I encourage you to do that if you like. Obviously, that's up to you if you want to do that or not, but it would be interesting to do so. I never like to force people to do things they don't want to do. But anyway, so please check out the history of Celtic as much as you can. I think it'd be great, and I'd really appreciate it. And if you find anything out about Celtic, please post it in the comment section as well, and any other thoughts you can think of. But yeah, I'd love for anti-imperialists around the world. Since Celtic, my connection, how I'm seeing this, is that Celtic fans are normally anti-imperialists, as far as I'm aware. Some of them might be not being, sometimes we do have different political views, but generally as a club it's anti-imperialist, so that's why they support. I'm kind of neutral in this area, but most Celtic fans support Palestine. I try and stay as neutral as possible in that conflict because I don't know enough about the history or whatever, and normally in conflicts I normally just say I side on the side of peace. I don't really try and take one side over the other if I can help it. But yeah, I think it'd be great for anti-imperialists to support Celtic, like countries that have been colonized, like India, China, and other countries all over the world which are colonized, especially by the UK. Because although Celtic is in the UK, it's those Celtics in the UK, the origins, how we pronounce it, are Irish. And again, it's a very anti-imperialist football club. Generally speaking, most of the fans, I think, are anti-imperialist, although some of them might not support political correctness that much. But on the whole, Celtic fans are anti-imperialistic, and Rangers, our rivals, sing things like Rule Britannia, Britannia Rule Waves, and things like that. So I think that, for me, that makes that I think that Celtic, that anti-imperialists and people from colonised countries as well should support, in my opinion, Celtic, and maybe hopefully also make a video about countries that were colonised supporting Celtic, although I might be repeating a lot from this video. But yeah, so I'd love for people who are anti-imperialists, including who live here in the UK. They might even be from England, but they might be, for whatever reason, anti-imperialists who don't believe you should invade other countries or things like that without good reason, or you should only fight in self-defense or whatever. But yeah, even from countries like America or the UK or other countries which could be seen as imperialistic countries, but people within those countries who are anti-imperialists, as I've talked before about, I think that people of colour should support Celtic, in my opinion. P.O.C, as I say for short. And as ever, I'd love to hear your thoughts. I personally would also love to see Celtic having the lowest possible taxes to have to pay legally. Most importantly, everything I think Celtic, the club, does should be done legally, above board and whatever they call it. Yeah, I think that the club should do everything legally and ensure that they pay the taxes that they legally have to pay, but I'd love to see Celtic paying the lowest possible taxes and doing more charitable work with money they save, both locally in Glasgow itself and across Scotland, and also internationally in countries like Kenya and South Africa, and things like that. So I'd love to see, partly for the charity work Celtic does, I think that's one reason for Celtic to be tax exempt, and also as a reparation sort of thing, a reparation for, which is another video I hope to cover, maybe if not today, maybe on the 26th, due to my patterns, on the 26th of either March or April or whenever possible, where I could talk about reparations for Celtic and why I think Celtic should be reparated for the harsh treatment of Irish Catholics. I think I might have mentioned that in a few videos in the past, but yeah, I think it'd be great. I think if countries like China and India and other countries that are colonised by the UK all around the world, if people from those countries support Celtic and buy the kits, and wealthy business people from those countries, and even those states themselves invest in some of the shares and equity in Celtic, it would be good to see. I suppose the reason why they could be supporting Celtic, or at least part of the reason why, it would be a bit unfair if they had to pay taxes towards the UK government, considering that the reason why they could do that is because they were oppressed by the UK in the past. So I know it's history, but I still think that's affected a lot of things today, like the economies of those countries and the division in those countries and all that. So I think it'd be great for those countries to come together, and people from those countries, and again, anti-imperialists from around the world, to support Celtic as much as possible, and maybe even anti-racists, anti-white supremacists, or whatever, non-WASPs, as I've talked about before. So again, I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I'll try not to waffle too much, but yeah, I think it would be good if Celtic paid the lowest possible taxes because of reparations for the history, and also because if countries like China and India have an equity or share in Celtic, I think it would be good if they got something in return, like Celtic could be, as again, pay the lowest possible taxes, and those taxes, that money that we could save legally, I'd say most importantly, could go towards helping like fund academies, football academies in China and India and places like that and around the world, to help them to develop their young footballers. From a bias point of view, I'd also love for Celtic to have football academies in Italy, maybe in like some sort of trade and network. I know that Italy itself it's a bit of a hypocritical idea of mine in a way, because Italy itself is something that is a country that unfortunately has had imperialism in the past, and that sort of thing. It can be quite an imperialistic country, although I support them because I supported them when I was young, so I'm sort of kept with that nostalgia. But anyway, I'm sorry if I'm waffling, and as ever, I welcome your comments, questions, queries, any facts you can find out about Celtic or anything like that you want to comment. Please feel free to share, and I am out. Peace and love.